All right, what's up, y'all? Thanks for joining another paint stream. We will be doing our campfire today. So I did put in the description that we'll be doing a part 2 of this one, just because I want to do a daylight version, and then also a nighttime version. So we'll be doing the nighttime version at some point, either this week or next week. If y'all joined the sandwich one, our last stream, I am still working on that one. So we'll be I'll be posting updates on that one. Or you know what I'll do is I'll just post like the finished product of it. So we'll be starting today off with our regular brushes. We have our big brush. We have our medium brush. I do have a round brush, but if you want to do it with a flat brush, you can. Then we have our liner brush. And then also I'll be using a fan brush today. If you don't have a fan brush, it's fine. You can always use a flat brush. So I'll show you guys when that comes up. But again, same paint as always. So we have our blue paint, red paint, yellow, white, and black. If y'all notice, I do have the colors from last stream as well. So again, thank you so much for being here, everybody. We'll go ahead and get started in just a sec. I am doing the mixed media paper again today. We'll see how it goes. So I'll go ahead and get started by just doing our background here with our big brush. Now I am just going to be picking up a little bit of yellow. So I'm not mixing it with anything, just straight up yellow. And I kind of want to go towards the middle of the canvas and just spread this all around. And as soon as I have this spread out, I am going to take some of that white with the same dirty brush and go around our yellow. I do want to spread it out more evenly up here. But if you notice, it is mixing with my yellow. So once you have that kind of blended in, what we want to do is we want to clean our brush. And then from there, just pick up more white. And move it off to the sides. Now, I do recommend to let your yellow just dry out a little bit. Because at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to start using our blue. And we don't want the yellow to combine with the blue to make like a greenish color. We want to keep the white and the yellow. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and pick up a little bit of blue with the same brush and start mixing. I'm just going to put a little bit on here and then start mixing with white. So again, thank you everybody for being here. Do appreciate y'all. If you are new and you haven't hit the sub button, please, if you like this type of content, go ahead and hit that sub button. Yeah, I can't wait to peel the paper off either. The tape off. That's going to be fun. I guess my biggest gripe with this type of medium, the paper, I should say, is that for some reason my paint tends to dry really fast. So that's really the only gripe I have with it. And if I put too much water on this, it starts doing that weird stuff right there. And I just don't really like it. I actually really hate it. But slowly but surely I'll get there. It's just that I'm just not used to using mixed media paper. I'm so used to just painting on canvases. Oh, hey, what's up, Rev? Ricky, Captain, Mella, Blood, Moldy, LD. Thanks again, everybody, for being here. I haven't... We're going to do the same thing towards the bottom down here. And yes, this is acrylic paint. I do try to just do all of my paintings with acrylic paint. I think slowly but surely I'll start adding more mediums. So that way, if you guys want to see other mediums and how I use them, we could definitely do that. I've been wanting to do a Santorini painting for a while now. And I think it would look really good with oil pastels. I think I've had some of you mention before, like oil pastels. So I do want to do that as well. I'm pretty sure it would be good on this type of paper too. All right, so now at this point, what I want to do is right here on these areas, you could definitely bring that blue in. And again, the nice thing about acrylics is that you'll be able to do layers with it. So that's what we'll be doing over here soon. Just because my white mixed a little bit with my blue too much there. I'm on a mission. It does look like it, but the reason why I'm going so fast is because, like I was saying earlier, my paint's drying way too fast on this paper. If I was doing this on a regular canvas, I don't think I'd be so rough with it, but it's giving me such a hard time right now as far as staying wet. Hope everybody's doing good though. If you got your coffee, cheers with my big old mug. Actually, I know what you're talking about, Jason. I do like watercolor paper because how thick it is. It's actually really nice. And you guys already know, if this ain't coming out the way I want it to, I'm ending the stream. But I think at this point I'm gonna just start doing layers because my paper just ain't working with me right now, y'all. So what I'm gonna do is I'm taking a medium brush and I'm going over the areas that I want to go with a lighter tone with just straight white. If anything, I'll always layer the white a little bit more. But what you could do at this point, if you're working on a regular canvas, is you could start layering your white down here by just doing horizontal streaks in between the blue and the yellow. To give it that watery effect. You can even take some of that white, mix it with the tiniest bit of blue to make a really light blue. And again, you can layer these and go in that yellow. You don't have to keep it all yellow. We really just want to keep it yellow towards the sky part right here. So again, you can always take that same white, just a dab of blue. And start going in different areas. Or if you wanted to do this reversed and add your blue first and then layer your whites and your yellows, then you can also do that too. It just depends on how comfortable you feel as far as mixing. Yo, what's up, Carney? Thanks for being here. If you wanted to add clouds or anything like that, you can do that too. Hey, what's up, babe? What's up, K2? Thanks for being here. Yeah, like I said, I hope everybody's having a good day. It's been really cold over here. I'm keeping this, I made a more of a darker blue, but I'm keeping it more towards the top area over here. Just because it is our farthest point over here, so I'm just keeping it towards up here. And you can always mess with the different shades and see, you know, if you want to add more or whatnot. All right, I think my top area over here dried up enough so I can start going back in with my white. Again, I want to mention that if you're doing this on a regular canvas, you don't necessarily have to do what I'm doing right now. It's just the fact that my paint's drying up too fast. But again, if you wanted to add clouds, you can even do it with your, what is it called? Your flat brush here. Hey, what's up, Bintok? So if you wanted to do it with your flat brush, all you have to do is just use the corner of it and start doing those circle motions. And then just make the rough shape of the cloud. And you could take a dry brush and lift. All you're doing is lifting with those same circular motions, but you're lifting up. You can even get really detailed and add like some of the highlight of the yellow. All right, we don't want to over flood it with clouds, but I'll do one more. Let's do a big one right here on the corner. And again, if you feel like your paint isn't working with you and it feels too thick, you can always just add the tiniest bit of water. What's up, Bintok? I don't know if I said that already, but I just saw you right now. You know what? Not every painting has water, Bentuck. I could prove it. The cactus one right here and the wolf one right here. But maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. The sad clouds and miserable trees. That's funny. Have a dolphin jump out of. That's funny. The chemtrails. Oh man, that actually would be a really good one. So okay, I have this idea that I want to do, and I don't know if I should spoil it and just tell you guys, or if I should keep it to myself and then just do it. But I think you guys would enjoy it, especially those conspiracy theorists out there. Hey, what's up, Kat? Thanks for being here. Oh, Mela, if you could send that to me, that'd be great. No, yeah, I have a really silly idea that I want to do, and we'll see. It's gonna be easy. Well, I want to say that it's gonna be easy, but truthfully, I have no idea how hard it's gonna be. I want to say it's gonna be easy. I just think it'll be a silly painting to have fun with. So not say anything about what I'm doing right now, but really all I'm doing is I'm using those same colors that I've been using throughout the water to go ahead and give that reflection. Yeah, I do have the links posted. So if you guys want to see me, doing this on actual canvas, you're more than welcome to go ahead and check out those links that I have. But again, I just appreciate you guys being here. All right, we can always mess with this water later. I do want to go ahead and start getting our trees in. Yeah, I like cactuses too, Jason. That's why I like doing like desertscapes. This one was really fun. I did like this one a lot, even though the paper was really giving me problems. But let's go ahead and move on to our trees over here. So, like I was saying, if you don't have a fan brush, it's okay. You can use your flat brush here. The only thing is that when you pick up paint, you want your brush to be chiseled like this. So you want a nice, really thin line. And that's how you're going to be able to go ahead and get those different tree lines. So I'm just wetting my brush a little bit, and then I'm going to be dipping it in just straight black. Just straight black. So the consistency of the paint is not really thick. It's a little bit thinner than normal, but not too thin, where it's completely watery. Oh man, I messed up my links. Dang it. I can always try to do it again. Let me see if I could do that real quick. Oh, you already got it done. Thank you so much, Blood. Appreciate it. All right. I hope you feel better, Kat. That sucks. Cactus soup. All right, let's get started. So you could go ahead and do the trees two ways. You could do your brush flat and just go up, which is what I'm gonna do, or you could take your brush and have it sideways and do each individual line. I don't really want to do that, so I'm gonna take my brush horizontally and then lift, and I'm gonna go throughout the entire canvas and do that. I don't care about the bottom part just yet. I just want to start right in the middle area where I have my water and my sky meet. Some of them I'm doing a little bit taller, some of them I'm doing, If you want to add details to the trees, you can. But these are really far away, so I wouldn't add too much detail. So once you have the top done, you can go ahead and fill up your brush again and then start where you left off, just a little bit higher, and then go down. And that will be the reflection of our trees. And then towards the middle, you could use that same brush and then just fill it in towards the middle. Yeah, sorry about that, y'all. The links, I'm I'm terrible with them apparently. I'll pin the one that you put up, LD. Okay, some of y'all are really wanting the dolphins. I just pinned it. Thank you again, both LD and Blood. I appreciate it. All right, so we got our trees again. You can get as detailed as you want with them, but you don't necessarily have to because they are kind of far away. Oh, did I pin the wrong one? Lord have mercy. Okay, I'll pin the last one you put up. There we go. A claymation tool video with the apple thing. Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna make a stew. Or I'm sorry, not a stew one. I'm gonna make a soup stream. Just gonna make a soup stream. All right. So once we have that, we're gonna go ahead and move on to our foreground here. So I am using my medium brush so that way I don't have to keep switching brushes. So what I'm going to do now though is I'm going to fill the rest of this area and also adding 2 little hill areas off to the side. And I'll be filling the rest of this with black. I really hope those corners come out nice and crisp. All right, so once that is done, we can let it dry. Yeah, I think I want to do, I don't know if y'all remember this SpongeBob episode where he's showing off like this green looking nasty stew. I think it would be funny to do like a replicate of that. But just do like other words. I forgot what the words were on the original episode. I saw a meme the other day that had that same stew, but it had a word I can't use on here. But I thought it was funny. Oh yeah, Lisa Frank. Is that who you're talking about, Jason? Because you know it's so funny that you say that. Hold up, let me show you. My sister was really into Lisa Frank when we were younger. She'd get all the stickers and all that kind of stuff. And one time she got this big old box of stuff. And so now it's just my paint box. I keep paint on it. But yeah, I know about Lisa Frank. Hey, what's up, John? Can y'all hear me? Okay, it's just John. Okay. Silent film. Ooh, a tent. That's actually not a bad idea. You know what? That's not a bad idea, Mela. Or some witches. I don't know about witches, but let's definitely do a tent. I like that idea. A cauldron of fire. That's so funny. Yeah, yeah. I think a tent would be good. Let's do that. Yeah, what's up, John? Thanks for being here. All right, let me show you guys the close up over here. Oh, the lighting. Oh, I'm just having problem after problem here. There we go. Maybe that's the best close up you're gonna get. It looks weird in the camera. Perfect. Awesome. You can hear now. Well, thank you again, John, for being here. All right, let's do a tent. Why not? So we want our tent, I guess, relatively close to our campfire here. All right. I would say we should put it on this side, keep our tree here. Or if anything, our tree can actually come out from all the way over here. Hold up. There it is. I sounded just like Bob Ross. Okay, sorry. No copying here, YouTube. So yeah, our tree's just coming off from the side. How about that? What color is our tent? I got your art posted at Chris's stream. You know what? I forgot to share John's art, which I will be posting. I know some folks are working on other pieces that we've done so far. So I'm so sorry I didn't share your art, John, but I've had people share their art with me of other streams that I've done. And it just makes me really happy, y'all. So I'll be sharing that, John. And then everybody else can take a look at it if they don't have Discord. But I'd be surprised if you guys are here and don't have Discord. I'm just using my round brush right here to just, make little indications of leaves and stuff like that. These leaves are a little bit thicker because our tree is a lot closer. So how about this? We will do the first 5 colors that I see in chat. I'll put a poll Actually, I'm sorry, not five. The first four colors that we see in chat. I'll put a poll, and then whoever, I mean, whichever one is the, you know, popular color, we'll do our tent for that color. So the first five I see. Okay, we got pink. I don't like pink, but aquamarine, all right? So like a teal color. Oh, if you don't want me to share it, John, I won't. I think it's great. I like that you took an idea and then you just went with your own thing. I liked it a lot. Okay, green and then cobalt blue. Okay, all right. Let's see. Give me 1 second. All right. Sorry, it took a while to type. So y'all let me know. And again, the color that gets the most votes, we will do for our tent. And I'll do these with my liner brush. So I'm actually switching from a smaller brush to just get my lines in here, but then I'm switching it back to my round brush to get those thick brushes, or thick leaves, I'm sorry. I don't want to cover my cloud over here completely, but I do want to add more. Oh yeah, what kind of green? That's true. Bintok, you just said green, so I guess it depends on what kind of green. Goblin green? Oh, right. Okay. That sounds pretty good. Goblin green. Like, what's his face from Spider-Man? That kind of goblin? Oh, wow, that is actually winning. Okay. Okay. Goblin green. Again, are you talking about the Spider-Man goblin guy? Like that kind of green? Or give me a good reference and then I'll try to replicate that color. I'm taking my liner brush now, and again, I'm adding those little details in the back. Since it is going to get covered, it's fine if you don't add a lot. Hey, what's up, Mike? Thanks for being here. As long as Pink doesn't win, yeah. Who who voted for Pink? I know Ricky did. Yeah, of course you did, Ricky. All right, we're gonna get to the tent in just a second. I'm just finishing up some stuff, even though I know we're gonna cover some of it, but I just want to have some of it there so it could show. All right, so from the poll, it looks like green is definitely winning. Two-person dome tent with red fringe and red entrance flap. Half open with light from within. Okay, so you're not talking about like a triangle tent. You're talking about like a squarish tent with a flap at the top. The green color from Clash Royal Goblins. I never heard of that. Definitely a 2%. Hey, thanks, Mike. Appreciate that. Yeah, from the poll, it looks like we're doing green, y'all. But Jason, are you talking about the? I'm gonna look up right now what Clash Royal Goblins are anyway. But are you talking about like a squarish looking tent? At the face of the tent, not the top. Oh, one of those that opens up like a curtain, right? Because I'm thinking of doing that. Like an old school tent opens up like a curtain. yo, that's funny. Okay, hold up. You're talking about this, right, Bentalk? Is that what you're talking about? If this is it, give me a thumbs up or something. That's hilarious. I think I have just the green. Mike could say in his trash. Well, I'm gonna end the vote here. We're doing green. But again, give me a thumbs up if this is the color, Bintalk, and then we'll move from there. Yes, no, maybe so. Oh, check PayPal. Oh, thank you so much, Mike. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll check it right now. Oh, Lordy. Mike dropping big bombs over here. Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you so much. Boo Green. Again, W's for Mike in the chat, you guys. I appreciate y'all. I'm definitely gonna get some more canvases this weekend, so we'll do that. So the green that I have that's actually already made, yes, I am gonna cheat a little bit, but it's this guy right here. So if this is close enough to that color there, we can work with this. Hey, what's up, Suzanne? Thank you so much for being here. Oh, thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate it. Again, thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna work with this green right here. I actually was scrolling and now I'm getting nothing but art stuff on my algorithm. Used to be a lot of just racist stuff, but now it's just a lot of art stuff. And I found this cool machine that like you crank and it takes all your paint out. And I'm trying to figure out where to get that thing from. Give me 1 second. I kind of need to open this. Terrible. There we go. All right, so let's work with this green right here. Where'd I leave this cap now? There we go. It's true. a lot of that stuff. Oh, John, no worries. Again, thank you so much. I appreciate anybody who does follow along with the painting streams and shows me their finished product. It's always really nice. Okay, so let's get a consensus as far as the what this tent's gonna look like. This is what I'm thinking. Hold up, let me just get a marker here. Okay, so I'm thinking to do something where off to the side, right? So right here by the tree, and then we do something where the tent's kind of coming out, and then we have our open flaps, and then maybe like something in the bottom area right here. But then we have, since we have the fire right here, and then we have some of the highlights right here on the tree, we could do some highlights on the drapery, or the door that opens. So something like that. Or if you're thinking to do it a little bit more detailed, then we can always add just more, like the pins and stuff like that. Maybe add the line that goes over, but I know some tents actually don't have that. Definitely highlight. All right, cool. All right, so let's do that. I want to add a black layer first because we are going to have a lot of that kind of shadow in the background, especially like towards the bottom area. So that way our green pops out a whole lot more too. So actually, I'm going to do this a little bit farther out. There we go. And our campfire can actually go a little bit more towards over here. Yeah, that's fine. So again, I'm only doing this layers so that way we can establish some shadow before we use that really bright green and have some shadow. All right, we're gonna let this dry, y'all. Yeah, otherwise it'll be a flat triangle. I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you completely. So you know what I'm going to do while that's drying? I'm going to mix some of this green right here with maybe just the tiniest bit of black. See what that does. Maybe it darkens it up just a tiny bit. So then that way we can also have a shadow color for our green. So we'll use the lightest green, or this regular one. We'll use this one for our highlight area where the light's coming in. And then we'll use some of this darker green for the shadow area over here. I think the fire would be brighter than the setting sun mold. Adding light. Yeah, I do kind of have that a little bit going on over here. If y'all could see it, actually. I'm not sure if y'all could see it, but yeah, we could definitely add some of that stuff too. I think this painting is simple enough for us to play with it. So again, I'm just adding a shadow color over here. And the closer I get to the edge, the less paint I'm going to use. I just want to add indications of the color. I still am using my medium brown brush, but if you feel more comfortable doing this with a liner brush or just a smaller brush in general, you can. Blinky buggies. Hey, what's up, Marin? Thanks for being here. Oh, don't see yourself out, Mela. You're fine. They're just a bunch of bullies. I'm just kidding, y'all. I don't think y'all are bullies. All right, so we're gonna let that green kind of dry out there, but I am gonna use, again, just the tiniest bit of black to make our green a little bit darker than what we have over here, just to make some indications on the inside as well, because I'm sure we're gonna have some light kind of reflecting off of it. So we just want to make tiny indications of that green showing up on the inside of our tent. Oh, I'm doing good, Marin. Thanks for asking. Yeah, we are. We're having fun with this one, aren't we, chat? Just adding all kinds of different stuff to it. All right, so while we're letting that dry, you know what? Let's add some of those bugs that you guys are talking or debating about, I guess. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some white. And you guys can actually do this with a way smaller brush. This is just a brush that my brain just picked up. But it's also because I wanted to add more water details right here. So, but once I'm done with that, you can always add just tiny little indications. And what I'm doing is I'm doing like a little cross. And then you could take a spotter brush and then add like a little dot in the middle. So you could do that with, you know, as many as you want. And you can add some more color to it if you wanted to add like that yellow color that pops off. You can even do it down here too if you wanted to do that. All right, so let's go ahead and do our fire here, and then we'll start adding our highlights after. So with the fire, I am just doing your basic red. Excuse me. Now, you don't have to do your fire like I just did. For example, like I was kind of just letting my brush do its thing, and then I would lift at the top wherever I was, and then I continued that process throughout the entire fire, right? But if you want to make it a little bit more realistic, then really what I suggest is by starting off with your lightest color, so it would be that white, starting off at the center and then working your way out. We're not doing that today. We're doing more of a simple version today. So again, that's how I'm kind of starting it off. I'm just letting my brush do its thing and then lifting towards the end And then you do that all throughout the entire fire. If you want to get as detailed as you want and add, your logs and everything, you can too. I have indications of logs, so that's why I'm cool with what I got. But again, we could do our fire maybe a little bit lower over here since we have our tent. We don't want to create a fire hazard. I'm going to fill this in once I have that, and I will be doing multiple layers of this. So I am just going to let it dry just a tiny bit and then go back in and add a second layer. I don't care to actually cover the back because I do want some of it to reflect just a tiny bit, or to be able to see through. I'm sorry, not reflect. So I'm gonna do one more layer after this. I just want to let it dry up a little bit. So while that's happening, we could take our liner brush and take some red and some yellow. And we'll be using this orange. It's almost like a blood orange color. Here, let me show you guys. So it's this one that I'm doing right here. You can always lighten it up a little bit more. But I'll use that liner brush to, again, make indications on the tree of highlights. And then we'll be going in with our lighter color in just a second. It's just adding some highlights on the tree. And you know what? I'll use the same color too. Also add some highlights on our tent over here. Oh, yo, what's up, Bill Hicks? My favorite comedian. No, I hope you're doing good. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are having a blast in chat. I'm sorry I can't see y'all. I'm over here. With buckets of soup. That's funny. You know what? It would be nice to have some soup next to this campfire. Maybe I should just make a little tiny pot. It's not a bad idea. Hey, we like soup over here. Goblin fire. Put my reading glasses on. I'm not that old. I don't need reading glasses. Okay, y'all are having like a three-parter of the soup debate. Bintok, you know where I stand. I love soup. I'm never gonna not love soup. I think you're just gonna have to deal with it. So now what I'm doing is I'm actually picking up some of that color that I made, the red one for the highlights, and then just dabbing a little bit of that yellow and going in, and it's gonna give me traces of orange, and it's gonna have some of that yellow still. And again, you could take that same color and just do little dabs around the fire. And it's those little sparks that kind of happen. You don't need glasses? Yeah, I'm positive. I have 20/20 vision, y'all. It's the one thing that I got. 20/20 vision. Again, thank you so much, Bill, for being here. Appreciate you. Your favorite cheese? Cool. I also love brie cheese. So at the bottom over here, I am just going on a horizontal and following along the curves of the fire here. And I am just adding, again, indications. You can also add some of that yellow that we had. You can even follow along the curves of, wherever you're at. If you want to add rocks over here, maybe, you know what? How about that? We'll add a rock and some of the light is actually reflecting off of the rock over here. So let's do some of that blue and white. Excuse me. Maybe just one big old rock right there. Now I do want to just lighten some areas and then go back in and darken the other ones. I just want to get the color or the shape in, so then that way I can work on the color. Looks like a Super Saiyan hair. Yeah. Oh, are you having trouble like charging your phone? Because that sucks. I get frustrated with stuff like that. I'm just not tech savvy to know how to fix it. All right, so we got our rock here, we got our tent here, we got our fire. What do y'all think? Should I add a little pot so that way we've made some soup? Not stew, but some soup. I think we should. I think I'm gonna go in with like a lighter gray. And then maybe we have our soup kind of already ready, right? So we want it a little bit farther away from the fire there, but or actually no, how about this? Let's do this. Hold up. Let me just fix that for a second. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Okay. How about I put the soup right on top of the rock and they forgot their utensil or something. So that's why there's nobody there. And the soup is hanging out right on the rock. Got a little handle. and I'll fix that right now with a little bit of black. I know who's not camping over here. Bentog's not camping over here for sure. All right, so we are gonna just fill this in with our gray. So we'll be adding a couple of highlights. Oh. Oh, Vietnamese pho is so good. That stuff is delicious. I like how also if you're trying to do like a lazy pho, you could just take like the carcass of a rotisserie chicken and then make Vietnamese pho still. I just need to find that candy rock salt. I know there's places around here that probably has it. I just I haven't explored yet. I can't say I have. But Mela, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, that candy rock. Or not salt, sugar. It's sugar. Ooh, that sounds good too. I don't know what kind of soup we have over here. I was gonna say maybe we should have a green slop. Green slop of soup. And use the green that we already used for the tent. I'm not sure. Maybe just some tomato soup, make it easier on us. All right, let's make some of those lightning bugs. So the little crosses that I made, I'm gonna add just the tiniest bit of yellow. But again, you can have like little yellow dots popping up. Lightning bug soup. That's hilarious. Alrighty, y'all. I think I'm just gonna add these final touches, and then we're pretty much done. So I'll be adding a little bit of that steam going on over here. Outrageous is oh, y'all are great. I forgot the Bugatti. I don't know what you're talking about. Goblin stew slap. Yeah, see, that's why I was thinking the green would be funny. Okay, let's go ahead and show you guys a close-up. So here, let me switch my light. Let me see if I maybe point it downwards. Y'all could see. Got our tent, got our fire. There we go. So let's peel this tape, right? Let's see how it came out. Hold on, let me fix this light again. Ooh, so far so good. So far, so good. I will say, don't worry about this end right here. It's only because of the previous paintings, and I guess my brush went too far. My far went too brush. But what do y'all think, chat? Oh, I'm glad you guys like that. Oh, thank you so much, Suzanne. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Drive safe. You like the chat suggestions? Awesome. Yeah, I like that too. That's why I want to do that painting stream soon, actually. That's going to be really fun. Hold up, my tape kind of ripped over here. There we go. I got one more. Yeah, you see the tats, John? Yeah. I know. I know. But what can you do now? Look at that. That looks pretty cool, right? We got our soup over here. Oh, hey, Chillax. Thanks for being here. Oh, thank you so much, Moldy. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much. It's funny that you say that, Jason, because I do have one that is Chicano prison style. I would show you, but I don't know if I should. No, we're not kicking you out, Moldy. We're not kicking you out. See, LD's being a jerk. Don't listen to him. If you wanted to stay a little longer, we saw that you said you got to go to work. Get out of here. Y'all are hilarious. I really, really like taking the tape off. I will say that that's one thing about the mixed media paper that I actually enjoy is the reveal at the end, especially with the border. So again, thank you so much, you guys, for joining me for another paint class. If you know of anybody who is alive right now, who is a small creator, I'd like to go ahead and do a ghetto raid again. I could double check myself right now, see who's live. You want to see the tat, Jason? That's funny. All right, I'll do a little. I guess I could do a little one. I don't see anybody live, but it's all right. You guys know where you want to go anyway. Like I said, thank you so much, y'all. Y'all have a great day, and I will see you for the next one.